Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So for today's video, I'm going to tell you the story of how I got my wisdom teeth out. It's pretty eventful. Just a quick disclaimer, if you're getting your wisdom teeth out soon, I would not recommend watching this video because what happened to me probably won't happen to you, but if you watch it, you'll probably just stress yourself out. So don't watch this. Watch it after you get your wisdom teeth out. Alright, so I got my wisdom teeth out when I was 17, and I went for the console in, I think, March, and the earliest opening they had was in May, but in May, I was going to Disneyland, and then it was the grad weekend, or prom, whatever, and then after that, I was going to spend all my time studying for diplomas, and so really there just wasn't a good time for me to get my wisdom teeth out until after diplomas. And my dad was like, oh, well, why don't you just get it the day after your last diploma? And since he was driving me, I was just like, sure, why not? But yeah, I wouldn't recommend that. So I got mine out the day after my last diploma. My diplomas weren't bad that semester, so it was okay, but I wouldn't recommend it. Yeah, so I got both of my bottom ones out. My top ones didn't grow in, so I didn't need to get them out. And when I went in for the surgery, I didn't feel like that weird or anything. Like, I felt totally normal. The weird part was when they put you to sleep, they were like, oh, here's some oxygen. Just breathe in the oxygen. It wasn't oxygen. It was like the laughing gas, sleeping gas, whatever you want to call it. But yeah, so I was quite annoyed when I woke up because they told me I was breathing in oxygen and it was sleeping gas. Help us. Anyways, so yeah, I came out of surgery. I felt completely fine. Like, most people like cry or laugh or like they're really weird. Like, my brother, he got his out and he wasn't that weird, but he definitely like laughed a lot more. I was pretty much normal. I was basically just tired and like I didn't want to be near anyone. Yeah. So I took a week off for recovery. You don't need to take that long. I think they recommend like 2 to 3 days. But I took a week because I just finished high school, so I wanted a break from that and then also to recover from my wisdom teeth. So I took a week. If you want to take a week, go for it. If you want to take 3 days, go for it. I don't really think it matters how long you take, but yeah, that's why I took a week. Where am I? So a couple days later, I'm pretty sure it was my left side, but it could be my right side. I'm honestly not sure. I had a sharp pain. And like, it was like a week after I got the surgery. So I was like, what the heck is this? Like, this is so weird. I think it was almost right before I went back to work. Anyways, so I was like up all night crying and I was in so much pain and like nothing helped. Like, taking the T4s didn't help, icing it didn't help, like absolutely nothing. And so I was like, oh my gosh, like what the heck is wrong with me? Like, I thought I was going insane. And so anyways, so I tried to sleep that night, didn't really. And so I woke up at 8 a.m., which was when, I'm pretty sure I was up already, but you get the point. I woke up at 8 to call the surgeon's office because maybe some dentists do, but most dentists, I feel like, have a separate surgeon that you get your wisdom teeth out with. So I called the surgeon's office. He's currently on vacation for 2 weeks, so he's not going to be able to help me. And in that moment, I was terrified that I would be stuck like this for 2 weeks. Yeah, so I waited until 9 when my dentist office opened and just prayed that either A, they knew how to fix it, or B, they had a backup surgeon that could fix me. And luckily they knew how to fix it. They were like, yeah, we're pretty sure you have dry socket, like just come in. Oh, I wanted to do a big dramatic reveal. I messed that up. Anyways, I had a dry socket. So for those of you who don't know, when you get your wisdom teeth out, your gums have to form over the incision, And when they don't, your bone is exposed to air, water, cold, heat, all of that. So it's very, very painful because your bone is very sensitive. And that's why it was so terrible. So the main way you can get a dry socket is using straws or smoking. I used straws, I'm pretty sure, like 6 days after the surgery, and it just said don't use them for like 3 days. And so I literally did double the time. So, and then I don't smoke. I think smoking's gross, so I didn't smoke. So I was very confused as to how I got one, but regardless, I got one. The doctor fixed it, and he said like immediately it would feel perfect, and it definitely felt significantly. And when I say significantly, I mean significantly better. But it didn't like ease the whole pain, but at that point I was like, you took my pain from a 10 to like a 4, I'm good. Yeah, so I had a dry socket. It's pretty rare. I know quite a few people who have gotten their wisdom teeth out, and I only know one other person who has gotten a dry socket. So, yeah. So later, I think this was like 2 or 3 weeks later, I woke up one day. I might insert a photo, I might not. I don't look very good in the photo. And my cheeks were huge. Like I looked like that basically, but like I wasn't trying to do that. And I was like, what the heck? Like it's been 3 weeks since I've gotten my wisdom teeth out, like almost a full month. And so I went to work that day. Everyone made fun of me. It was great. Loved that. And then I made a dentist appointment for the next day, and my dentist was like, oh, he thought I have caps in my back teeth, so he thought that one of my caps, like the cap got infected. That's not what I meant. The tooth that was under the cap got infected. There we go. He thought that, but then when he saw it was only on one side, and it was the side my dry socket was on, he knew that because the bone was exposed, food and stuff had all gotten underneath and it had gotten infected. So I basically had the worst luck ever because I got both a dry socket and an infection. So I took antibiotics to try to get the infection under control. That didn't work. So then they were like, okay, the only way to fix this is to redo the surgery, clean out the surgery site. I guess that's correct. Clean out the surgery site and then sew it back together. So I guess technically they're not redoing the surgery because they can't take out another tooth, but they're taking out like food particles and whatever in place of the tooth. So they redid the surgery. And the second time, the first time it honestly didn't hurt that bad. Like aside from the dry socket, obviously, that was the worst pain I've ever been in. But like the immediate waking up the first time felt totally fine. The second time, I immediately just started sobbing, and I have no idea why. I think it's because they didn't give me pain meds before the surgery and they just knocked me out. But like I was sobbing, and my surgery, it was at like a mall professional building. So my dad like parked at the mall side because there was more parking there because it wasn't a very popular mall, so mainly people went there for the business side. So he was like, oh, we'll just park by the mall. So I'm just walking through this mall. My cheeks are ginormous because I swell very badly. And I'm crying my eyes out because I'm in so much pain. So yeah, that was really embarrassing, but second time worked. Thankfully, we didn't have to go for third time's a charm, and it's been 2 years, so I know I can say that. But yeah, it was a very interesting experience. Like, especially the dry socket. That was the worst pain I have ever been in my entire life. And I actually looked it up, and apparently it's one of the worst pains known to man. So I've survived that. Yeah, that's all I'm gonna say. Obviously, like, childbirth and stuff is worse, but it's like one of the worst. Yeah, it was terrible. I didn't know what to do. Like, all I did was just lay in my bed on my phone, texting my fiance. I was like, I don't know what to do. I was in so much pain. Like, it was terrible. Like, I did not know what to do. Genuinely, I just laid in my bed and I watched YouTube videos and I slept for like maybe 2 to 3 hours. And I'm the type of person where I need like 8 hours of sleep. I need like a good full sleep. I did not get it that day. And then I was hanging out with some friends the next day. So, I mean, I hung out with them, it was fine. But yeah, I was like, I'm gonna die. I genuinely was just like, if they can't stop this, I'm out. Like, I hope you didn't hear Buzz groaning, but if you did, it was pretty cute. Did I have anything else to mention? Oh, the second time that they knocked me out and they put the gas in, I didn't fall asleep right away. I'm pretty sure it took me like a minute or two to fall asleep, they said. But in that moment, I was convinced that I wasn't gonna fall asleep and they were just gonna do the surgery on me while I was awake. I don't know why I thought that. Like, obviously they would wait for me to fall asleep, but I was convinced. I was like, they're gonna do the surgery on me awake. I'm gonna feel everything. I'm gonna hear them like cleaning up the surgical site. I'm gonna hear like, I was so paranoid, but then I fell asleep, so it was okay. And then, funny story, the first time I'd got the surgery, they wheeled me into the recovery room and there was a kid next to me. I don't know how old he was, but he had just gotten his wisdom teeth out as well. And you're not supposed to like hit your face or really like come in contact with your face, but he could not feel his face, and like the laughing gas must have just gone to him, or the sleeping, whatever you want to call it. And he was just like slapping his face, and everyone was like, stop slapping your face, and he just kept slapping it. And I was just sitting there in the next, like, there was only a curtain, but like the next sector, we'll call it. I was just sitting there like, can I go home? Like, I'm not slapping my face. I'm good. Like, honestly, my whole family was like, I'm surprised you weren't more of a wreck, because I was pretty normal. Like, the only thing that really was weird were my cheeks were very puffy. But, like, I didn't laugh more than I thought. Like, I was mainly just tired. They all thought that I was gonna be, like, in tears, bawling my eyes out. And, like, I cried after the second time getting it, but I think that was just from the pain. It wasn't from the anesthesia. That was the word I've been looking for the whole time. Oh my god. Yeah, but getting my wisdom teeth out was definitely an experience. If you're getting yours out soon, or if you've already gotten yours out, I hope that it went better than mine did, because yeah, but I mean, I have a cool story, so there's that, but I'd much rather just have an uneventful and not have a story. But it is what it is, and my wisdom teeth are out now. And yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say. So thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye.